Today I'm joined by legendary rapper Mr. Keith Murray. Keith, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing something kind of wonderful. Thanks for asking. How about yourself?
I'm very good, very good. I appreciate your time.
Nice.
So, what have you been up to in 2020? How have you been?
Oh man, where do I begin? Shoot, 2020 has been a rough year. It's COVID hit. Had like 4 or 5 deaths in the family. Not good. Not good.
Absolutely right.
No, not good.
Not good at all. Yeah,
No,
sorry
not
to hear
good.
that. Jeez. Yeah, rough year for a lot of us. Terrible.
Yeah, yeah. But by the grace of God on the wing and a prayer, I'm still here doing what I do. I'm talking to you.
So
Yes.
let's kind of go to the beginning, Keith. What type of kid were you? Were you athletic? Were you a ladies' man?
Kid, I was shy, quiet, didn't speak much, and I was into school a lot. And I played soccer, basketball, and track.
Nice. So, who or what inspired you to get into music? Was there a song? Was it a group?
My uncle T-Roy, the original B-boy,
Okay.
he's the last son in the family. My father's the first son, Keith Omar Murray Sr. God bless the dead. So he used to listen to early hip hop in the early 80s. King Tim the Third, the Fatback Band, uh, The Message, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Spoonie G, and people like that. And then I asked him one day, I said, how do they do that? The rhythms, the rhymes. And then he was like, get a pen and a pad, write this down, read it back to yourself, see how it sounds. So I started copying the words of records. I did Cool G Rap, Men at Work, and I did Rakim, Follow the Leader. I wrote those songs out and I repeated them. They showed me how to make a 16. Each sentence was a 16 and a bar. And then at the end, it was 16 of them. So that was a 16 bar verse.
Can you
Yep.
take me to the day where you got your first record deal?
Well, the day I got my first record deal was oh, you coming in? We're coming in. Coming in. First, I got my record deal was I was with a guy named Kurt Cazell from the JVC Force, a group from Long Island, and they had a deal with the same label that the Jungle Brothers was on. So I cut a demo. My first MC name was MC Do Damage. If you go online, you can hear those songs now. So I did that demo, and then I had a deal, but it never came out. Then I was with a dude named Mobb Deep. We was in a group. He had a deal, and these 2 dudes, Kid and Looks, told him that, yo, we want you, we don't want Keith. So the group split up, and he went and did a record on MCA. Then I went back to the hood, was in the hood selling drugs and going to school. And then I just was rhyming. Then I'm from Central Islip, Long Island, where K Solo is from. And Erick Sermon and EPMD was from Brentwood, the town next door. So I asked Solo, I heard that Erick Sermon's mother moved to Central Islip, the back of Central Islip. So I asked K Solo to take me to Erick Sermon's house. So I went to Erick Sermon's house, knocked on the door, waited, knocked on the door, waited, knocked on the door, waited. Then I seen somebody coming up the steps. It was a big dude, green eyes show. It was Erick Sermon. He opened the door. He said, yo, this is Keith Murray. I brought him here and want to show you some rhymes. He took me in the music room where he was making beats, and I never left.
Nice. Did Eric give you any type of constructive criticism when he first heard you rhyme or when you were working with him?
I had a bunch of rhymes, mad vocabulary, just vocabulary, rhymes. So he took the rhymes and broke them down, took some words out and made it go to the sentence in the rhythm. Then he constructed the rhymes. And then he told me after a while, he learned all the rhymes I had. He said, Murray, don't come back over here if you ain't got no more rhymes. I came back like, y'all mythological rappers is comical. The astronomical was coming through. The most beautifulest thing in this world. Going crazy.
So you're known for being a great lyricist. Is that how you get your style? Kind of just, I mean, where do you get some of these ideas from? Just comes to you?
My style came from Cool Keith, Ultramagnetic, and the educated rapper UTFO. I would be in English class, and I would be reading, and these words would jump out me. In science class also. So I'll put the English words with the science and the 4 and 5 syllable words in the vocabulary. And then social studies came into play. And then the streets came into play. And then I was always told you had to be original. So I took the Cool Keith scientific style with the educated rapper, and then LL Cool J and MC Shan. And then I put it in my style, and I kept my name, my father's name, and I used my voice. And then I just had this rhythmic flow about myself because I would sing a little bit as I rap, and then it was melodic, and then my style started forming. And Erick Sermon, he made the hooks and the beats, and then he showed me how to format the records. It took me to the label.
You brought up LL Cool J. How was working with him?
It was a dream come true because you couldn't tell me I wasn't LL Cool J. You couldn't tell me I wasn't. And then Eric was friends with him, and then Eric, the track masters called me to be on his album, Mr. Smith. I did the hook. Then they asked me to do the verse for Ashacha. I did my verse first. Everybody heard my verse, and then they got on the record. It was Keith Murray, Fat Joe, Foxy Brown, LL Cool J, and Prodigy. God bless the dead.
Absolutely. Didn't Tupac have an issue with your verse on I Shot Ya originally, then you guys cleared things up?
Tupac. Yeah, that's an interesting story. So, I met Tupac twice. We was at a show. Puffy asked me to come perform at his birthday party. So, I seen Tupac. I said, yo, you the shit. He said, no, you the shit. Then I was that. Then I was in LA one time, and we was at the House of Blues. Def Squad was doing a show. And I said, Pac walked in. I said, what up, Pac? Seen him, shook his hand, and we walked away. Then his man came. He had on a burgundy army jacket. And he said, yo, my homeboy want to know if you talking about him in that song. I said, who's your homeboy? He said, Tupac. I said, I just saw Pac. Pac ain't say nothing to me. So as we was talking, I saw Redman on a banister. He was up on a banister, and he jumped down, and the crowd was dispersing, looking around, going away, and Tupac walked up, and then Tupac was like, yo, nah, I got shot 5 times, and I don't know what's what and who's who. I said, nah, Pac, I got mad love for you. I wasn't talking about you in that song, and that's around the time me and Prodigy had beef, because Prodigy put something in that song talking about something about some niggas feeling guilty about some space shit, if that's you. But then they took the verse and they reversed it, and it never came out on the record. Then Pac put his hands through his man. His man had his hands like this, like on his arm, folded.
Okay.
Like this. Then Pac put his hand through his man and shook my hand, and we walked away, and there was no beef after that.
Okay. So everything got cleared up, obviously, way before he passed.
Right then and there that night, we walked out the House of Blues, shook hands, and was nothing else after that. Interview, I was at the BB Kings at the Underground Hip Hop Awards, and I was like, yo, niggas ain't real. Niggas think they underground. Me and Pac squared off. But they put on the headline that I said I fought Pac for clickbait. It was a lie.
Never happened.
Never happened.
I see. If Tupac was still alive, what would he be doing? Would he be a politician? I'd have to think with all the craziness, he'd be some type of leader.
Well, I don't know what he would be doing because I can't foretell the future, but I know he would be speaking out against the injustice of the world and how hip hop is being taken and used for everybody and their mama to want to rap and come in and eat off the culture, and how corporations is making billions of dollars off of it, and the real people who originated it is not getting just due and just disregarded as the pioneers of it and things of that nature. He would speak out against what hip hop is sacred to the people who is really on the forefront for it. But everybody can come in and bring their own style and their beliefs and make it what it's really not. I'm not like disrespecting people, to each his own, but there's a lot of things going on in hip hop that would not be accepted now. And they're saying that it's hip hop when it's really not hip hop.
Okay. Is there an example you can give that's not hip hop that they consider hip hop?
Well, I can give you a list from A to Z, but nowadays, if I give you a list, it's like I'm bashing them. Like you got a lot of
Okay.
gay people doing hip hop. You could be gay if you want to. I have an uncle that's gay, that's been gay before I even knew what the fuck gay was. You know what I'm saying? But
Sure.
then you got people that's just coming in there using the culture, acting like they're gangsters when they're not. You got people doing a lot of face tattoos and altering their personality for mass appeal and things of that nature. It's just a lot of sucker shit going on. You know what I'm saying?
So we talked a little bit about Prodigy. You had brought him up. So when I know he brought it up several times where he said that crazy space shit. So he was referring to you when he'd bring that up?
He didn't say my name, but he was
I
like,
never
all
heard
you
your
rappers
name, yeah.
talking about smoking weed and that spaced out shit. So I'm the Philly Blunt King, Cosmic Slop, Redman Funk Dr. Spot. And then I saw Puffy and God Bless the Dead Hawk one day, and they played it at an airport. So it was indicating like we was the only ones on that intergalactical space lyrical, you know what I'm saying? But we was street also. They didn't know we was street because we took it to another level. So, and then I saw Havoc in the tunnel. He was like, yo, we can go to Hot 97. We wasn't talking about you. I was like, nah, it's cool, it's cool. But then things boiled over and we got into a fist fight. Me, Prodigy, Mobb Deep, and LOD at the tunnel.
Oh, really? Fist fight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, did you get a chance to kind of go one-on-one with Prodigy, or was it just like you're his group and your
Well,
group?
we happened to leave the tunnel at the same time. We was in the bathroom, and I was like, I told my man A Plus, God bless the dead. I said, yo, Plus, look at Prodigy, Fat Joe, and everybody was in the bathroom. And Prodigy was like, what? I was like, what? And then they boys was like, nah, chill. We was like, my boys like, nah, all right, cool, chill. And so we happened to leave the tunnel at the same time, the club, and they was at the corner. And we was at the corner, and they was like, yeah, it's time. It was like, what? It's time? Time for what? My man Skippy, he was my man at the time, but he ain't my man no more because he ratted on my cousin and he sent him to jail for 8 years.
Oh
But
man.
that's another story. Skippy snuffed Prodigy. Wham! He hit the floor. He hopped up. I started chasing him down the block, like, come here, down the block. Then I was chasing him. Then my man's axe and somebody, God bless the dead, it was the twins, their side, beat one of them under a car. And Trigger the Gambler, the rapper, saw it at the corner. And I looked at the cop. The cop said, take it around the corner. And Prodigy was there, so I started chasing him down the block, chasing him. I couldn't catch him. He said he was running to get a gun. I don't know. God bless the dead. I'm not saying nothing bad about Prodigy. We hashed that up. We talked. We was at the Jones Beach Theater. We got a picture online with Busta Rhymes. His man saw me outside. I was like, nah, Murray, come inside and see Prodigy. Hash it out. Then when he came home from jail, we talked on the phone. We supposed to go to the studio and do records. He went to Vegas and he died.
I'm a huge Prodigy fan. That's crazy. I never heard that story before. God bless him. Incredible talent. Too bad. Gone way too soon, of course.
Yeah. God bless him.
Definitely. We talked about your crew, the LOD. What exactly is the Legion of Doom?
Well, the Legion of Doom is a group of young men who gave themselves a name and they called us a gang. We used to go to the recreation center. We play sports together. And then we would be in the street selling drugs and have fights with rival gangs. Some of us died. Some of us went to prison for life. Some of us just came home. Some of us panned out, became family men. And some of us is still in the streets doing what they do. We just all panned out, but it's the Legion of Doom. Yes. Yeah, it was like 80 of us.
Also, is that big?
Yeah.
Okay. Some were affiliates, some were rappers.
I was the rapper of the group, and it was a couple of us. And then Erick Sermon put 50 Grand and Ron J together because they was on my albums, and they came out with the name Legion of Doom as rappers. But it really was a street group of individuals who gave themselves a name, and they called us a gang.
Let's see. All right, Keith. So who used the name Legion of Doom first? You and your crew, or the WWE Hall of Famers?
Road Warriors. We got it from there. My older guys in the group named it, and I joined them because I used to hang around them all the time. And we got it from the wrestling crew.
Okay, so you actually did get it from the wrestling crew.
Yeah.
So you guys were actually fans of the Legion of Doom, Road Warriors?
Hell yeah. WWF is my shit. I love wrestling. Hanging from the top rope, crossface, dropping them with the elbow, the fisherman carry, the fireman carry, the roll, the tuck and roll, the figure four leg lock, fucking Coco Beware, the Haiti
Birdman.
Kid, the Birdman, Hulk Hogan, The hell yeah, the Samoans. Hell yeah.
So we talk about some of your fights and the scraps you got in. Did you ever want to use a particular move, like a pile driver or a drop kick from the top rope? Or
Oh shit, I used to do the crossface.
you
I
did the
was a
crossface? Okay.
wrestler, so I would do the crossface, like throw a nigga in a half headlock, choke him, throw him around, smack the taste out of his mouth, and draw blood. Ugh.
Very good.
But that was when I was younger. I'm older now, and I don't do physicality no more. You don't fight people. You don't do that.
So what's the difference between Keith Murray in the 90s and Keith Murray today then? Just you've matured or?
Definitely matured. I don't travel in packs. I don't I don't do trouble. I just do business. I have 4 daughters and I make money for hip hop and I feed them and I'm all around good guy. Very approachable.
Very approachable. That's a good thing.
Yes.
Okay, so if we had hypothetically, if we walk right past Fred Rostar, you'd be cool with him. You could say hello.
Oh, me and Fredro Starr. Oh, you talk about the battle and stuff. Yeah, me and
Right, right.
Fredro Starr was friends. And they asked me, would I do a battle? So I said, sure. They said, who? They came up with a few names. I think it was Black Rob and some people. And then they called Fredro and he agreed. So did it in Atlanta. It took a year to build up. We did it in Atlanta. We went there. We was ready. They didn't have the money. It took another whole year to go to Brooklyn. I waited 45 minutes to get in the place, 4 hours in the place. After that, I started smoking and drinking, and then it went viral. It wasn't really a battle. Shit was all you could eat, all you could drink, smorgasbord.
Nice. Did you ever get a
Yeah, so
rematch?
I'm ready for a rematch any day. And I ain't gonna sit around 4 hours and I ain't gonna drink and smoke. I'm gonna tear heads off. Whoever it is, because that's what I do.
So when you talk about freestyling and everything, how do you get your idea? It just comes to you, or you just see somebody and you get material?
Freestyle is off the top of the head.
Hmm.
It comes to me when I'm around in the environment and I'm thinking. I'm in the mood. I'm in the moment. But then I have rhymes in my head that I already know. So I can run down 2016s. I got different types of scenarios and styles. You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
snap into a Slim Jim. Ugh.
Nice. All right. So before I say this, I have no rebuttal, but hypothetically, we're battle rapping. How do you attack me? I've got no rebuttal. I just want to hear what you would say.
You eraser mate head, Johnny Go Lucky t-shirt wearing, corn dog smelling, sorry sack of shit.
I love my corn dogs.
Yeah. You love corn dog because you a corn dog. You want that drama? Leap like a frog. Ribbit, get it, smidget, turn you to a small digit. Fuck
Very
out of
nice.
here. Hit him with the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Mic drop after you say get the F out of here. Heck yeah.
Yeah, talk shit. I'm from my
Nice.
family talk shit. My mothers, aunts, grandmothers. They ain't no suckers. They was no suckers. What do you think? I'm gonna be a sucker? I'm the original shit talker, motherfucker. Ugh.
Very good. That's awesome. So what exactly is the most beautifulest thing in this world?
The most beautifulest thing in this world is my notion for murderous poetry and motion. And it's just like that. I get in you. It's anything you want it to be. You can read books, you can jog, you can be with your family. It's whatever makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? That's the most beautifulest thing in this world.
Nice. When making that song, did you know as soon as you finished it, it was gonna be a smash hit?
No, I didn't. And Erick Sermon, this is a story about that song. I did a verse on Erick Sermon's album, No Pressure. It was hostile. And I said, the most beautifulest thing in this world is my notion for murderous poetry and motion and the idiotic shit I come across when releasing trapped air with explosive force. So Eric put me on the microphone and said, Murray, say the most beautifulest thing in this world and then stop. And I'm going to record you say, just like that, stop. And then say, I get in you, stop. I could not say that shit. It took me like an hour and a half, 40 minutes, and I was frustrated. I was like, I could not say it. I can't say the most beautifulest thing in this world. It's just now I can say because I said it a million times, but I couldn't say it the way he wanted me to. And I was like, I can't do it. So he took that and he made it the hook. And then it was a different beat. That wasn't the original beat. The original beat was the song at the end of the album. That was the remix with the Isley Brothers, but he switched it because he's a genius like that. And he said, you know what? This is going to be the original. That's going to be the remix. So that record came out, and boom, there you go. It took off.
Excellent. Is that what makes Erick Sermon such a genius? He can think of things that normal people wouldn't. Just like, okay, Keith, this is where you say it, this is where you stop, and you did it over and over until you mastered it.
Yup, yup. He showed me that. Now I got it down packed. And like Redman, I tell you, if nothing in this world Murray can do, he knows how to make a record. Erick Sermon is the producer. He just doesn't make beats. He's the arranger and the producer. There's a difference.
Okay, so what's the difference?
The difference is the person that go to a beat machine and make beats. The producer is the person who brings all the elements in the studio. He brings the rapper, he may bring musicians, he may make the beat, and he may sit there with the engineer and arrange the song from the intro to the verse to the chorus to the bridge to the verse to the outros and everything. He does everything, not just make the beat. He
Nice.
brings all the elements together to make a hit record.
You got some pretty sweet dance moves on the roof of the car in the video. Where'd you get that idea?
Oh man, that's crazy you brought up the dance move because my footwork is dead right. I could dance to this day. I got a song called a dance called the Keith Murray. And I got a song called Do the Keith Murray that's coming out. So
Okay.
it's just and I'm an athlete, so my footing was always right. I play soccer, basketball. So you know what I'm saying? My footwork. You know what I'm
Get it,
saying?
Keith.
Footwork, baby.
Nice.
It's the footwork.
Get it, Keith
The
Murray. Get it.
footwork. Yeah,
Awesome.
I was raised by Jamaicans also, so I took their style of showmanship and I put it into the music, and then I like dance a lot. I was a break dancer and a popper, so I just coordinated with one of the elements of hip hop MCing from dancing and breaking and put it in there, and then on stage I articulate and move to the rhythm while I'm rapping. You know what I'm saying? And I pan the stage and I made this stage dive and surf the crowd and mix it up. You know what I'm saying? You get an all around show with Keith Murray.
So you're also known for a lot of iconic features. One of my favorites is the remix for Can't You See with Total. How was working on that?
Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because um I am known for being on all the remixes, and a lot of people kind of forget. But Puffy, he would call me for that song, like he called me for the Mary J record, and he called me for the Total. And I just wrote the song. I got in the video. I did the record. It came second nature.
Now, Biggie, of course, was on the original version. Did you feel any pressure having to follow up one of the greatest rappers of all time?
No, we was friends. So I was always around Big. I would go pick him up, hang out with him, and talk. So it was, and then he shouted me out in the Vibe interview. He gave he talked about the album and my style. So it was second nature. I never thought about having to follow up from anybody. I just do what comes natural.
Right?
Fortunately. Yeah.
Did you do any other work with Biggie? Any other songs?
I did the record on Mary J. Blige. I did a record with him. You know that song Who Shot You?
Yeah, of course.
I did the first verse, he did the second verse. Puffy took the song, chopped it, put me on Mary J. Blige 411 album as the interlude. And then he gave Biggie the record, and Biggie did another verse, and they used the record. But if you go online, it's Keith Murray, Biggie Smalls, Who Shot You? The record got leaked.
Another one of your big hits where you were featured on would be Home Alone with R. Kelly. Big dance hit, big song all over the world. How was working on that?
Well, R. Kelly was signed to Jive Records and Keith Murray was. So Jive Records, Kandala was the A&R. They asked me to come in and do a verse for the record. I did the verse. They asked me to come improve on it. I improved it. And then we did the final mix and master. And then we did the video. So, yeah, it was in living in the moment. And I'm the all around guy who can go from the top of the record to the bottom of the record with ad libs and do a verse in the beginning and a verse in the middle and make it a well rounded record. So the hip hop R&B marriage is perfect with Keith Murray because the rhythms I can dance around on the rhythms and become my voice becomes another instrument.
Okay, very nice. So is that maybe why you were so requested in the 90s until this day because of what you just said?
Yes, that's why because I show up to the studio, professionalism, listen to the record, write the verse, perform it, and each word is by choice and design. And I'm very well on the instruments, not program, but live instruments played on a record or program, and the strings and the chords and the melodies. That's Keith Murray.
Very good. So when we talk about R. Kelly, we don't necessarily need to get into the situation, but when you hear something that says mute R. Kelly, of course, some of your catalog involves work with him. What goes through your head? Do you agree with that? Do you separate the two? I just kind of want your opinion.
Well, that is a personal issue. It's not music and business. And it's none of my business. It's personal life. If he did what he did and the society felt he did wrong, he has to own up to what he did. I paid my dues to society for when I did something wrong or I was accused of something that I didn't do. I still bear that cross. Each man has to weigh and judge all circumstances pertaining to himself. And no man is worthy to judge for another man. When you point the finger is pointed at you.
You were in jail for something you didn't do, and you still say that to this day. That's you stand by that, correct?
Yeah, if they said I assaulted somebody, cut him with a razor blade, and the guy who got hurt got on the stand and said, "Yo, I didn't see Keith Murray when I was around." They said I came in a van, a limo. I came in a van. Bunch of people said they seen me do something I didn't do. The DA said, "Well, if you didn't do it, I don't know who did it. The people you was with did it. I can't charge them. I got to charge you." I got on the stand, and the DA, the jury, did not believe me in Connecticut. I did not hurt that person. And the judge said, yo, the fact and circumstances came back that you wasn't there. But the jury said they don't believe you. And they gave you 5 years. I'm gonna take 2 off and give you 3.
That makes no sense.
No sense. I did habeas corpus. They denied it. I said I take a lie detector test. They denied it. In Connecticut, it was Commonwealth, and they railroaded me.
Wow.
So be careful of the lawyers you deal with and who you deal with in a situation because you can get railroaded.
So how do you wake up every day and trying to keep a positive attitude, just knowing you're in jail for something you didn't do?
Well, I knew that I was a ringleader and I got away with a lot of shit I did that I didn't get charged for. So sometimes you got to eat that. I could have copped out, got less time, but the system failed me. I did shit that I went to trial for and beat, but that time the system failed me, and I knew that I was around that. I was one of the ringleaders. You can't cry over spoiled milk. You got to grow a thick skin and don't let it affect your future and don't look in the past with anger. I'm a poet. I take tragedy and turn it to publishing, intellectual gain for monetary. Mm.
Did you get recognized a lot in jail? Did you see a lot of fans?
Hell yeah, everybody knows who you are. I can't walk down the street without people knowing who I am. It's people who I don't even know who would think they know Keith Murray, know Keith Murray. I walk down the fucking street and a dog bark. "Arr, arr, 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 Keith Murray." Like, goddamn, this shit is crazy.
So do you ever
But
wear a disguise if you go to the store or something?
no, sometimes I do, but now you got to wear a mask and stuff, and people don't know who's who, but they still know. But I like it. When people stop talking about you, my grandmother told me a long time ago, when people start talking about you, you got a problem. Even if it's negative or good, use it to your advantage. It's not a crutch. It's not boundaries. You is a hurdle. You use it to get to the next level. You use it.
Sure.
They talk bad
Great
about
advice.
Jesus. Who am I? Shit. Look what they did to Jesus.
True. Great advice from grandma. Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, but use it right and don't let it affect you. Some people could take negative press and it hurts them bad. Man, that's a stepping stone.
So at what point did you guys decide to be a super group with the Def Squad, with of course yourself, Erick Sermon, and Redman?
Well, Erick Sermon put us together. We was always in the studio. We was on each other albums, supported each other. So we did a record called Rap is Delight for this label that put together. In the beginning there was rap. Wu-Tang did the message. All the rappers did a record from the past. So we did Rap is Delight. We did the video, and Def Jam said, you know what? We want y'all to do an album. So Def Jam asked us to do El Nino, and we did
Oh
it.
wow.
Yeah. Because Def Squad is solo individuals, band of brothers for a common cause. We was never a group until they asked for a Def Squad album, Def Jam. It
Nice.
just made sense.
Sure did. Now you were already huge at the time, but did your life change even more when Rapper's Delight came out?
Hell yeah. It took me to another plateau. I crossed boundaries of people that remember that record, new people who didn't know it, and it was just a celebration. And it took me to the next level.
So is that the biggest song you've been involved in to this point?
Well, it could arguably be, but the most beautiful was big. The Be Happy record with Mary J was big.
Of course.
The Home Alone R.Kelly was big. The Rhyme, all my singles was big. The albums was success. It played in and it helped me. It could be if you look at my numbers, but it's for commercial. Home Alone, Be Happy on the R&B level, and Rappers Delight skyrocket me.
Excellent. So what's Jamal's role in the group? Is he an outside member? Is he an official member?
He's an official member. He's the fourth
Okay.
member of the Def Squad. He just wasn't as active with albums like Keith Murray, Erick Sermon, Redman, because he wasn't with us on a day-to-day basis. He was in Atlanta and Philly. But little Jamal and Malik. Malik went with
Death Row.
Dog Pound and Death Row, and Jamal went with Def Squad. And he's the fourth member. He's just not as active. I talk to him all the time, and he's getting his footing right, and he's coming out with new records, and he's adding on to his legacy as a Dub Squad member.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that Illegal might be working on some new material, himself and Malik.
I hope so.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Can you
that'd
tell
be
me
dope.
a Def Squad story that maybe fans might not know when you're touring or at a show or something?
Well, the Def Squad, the story about the Def Squad is that the fans don't know is that we do argue sometimes and we don't see eye to eye, but we never go to the press about it. You got all these groups airing out their dirty laundry in public. Anything we have a problem with, we talk to each other and we get past it. We would never go and talk about, well, Redman said this or Eric ain't doing that. Redman ain't doing that. Or I'm frustrated with them, so I'm going to the airways and to the press. It would never happen. We keep our personal business and our discrepancies in amongst each other.
Okay. So hypothetically, if you gave Jamal a crossface, it wouldn't go to the media.
I gave Jamal 1,000 cross faces, and I'm gonna give him a new cross face now because he keep calling my phone talking shit.
Okay. So, of course, you still have a lot more. You're still a very young man. As a body of work, do you have a favorite moment in your career up to this point?
Favorite moment was when I did Soul Train. I did Disney with Brandy. I went on tour with Redman and Erick Sermon, Survivor the Ellis with DMX, Onyx, and a lot of other rappers. I did the Apollo with Mary J. Blige. I'm good friends with DMX, Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh, and things of that nature, the LL Cool J moments, and just being with Redman and Erick Sermon, radio stations and touring in studio, and the birth of my children and them in my life, and me being with my grandmothers. Mm,
Lots of great moments.
yes.
Do you have a dream collaboration that you haven't had yet?
Yeah, shit. I got a wish list right now, and I'm coming out with a new album, so I got a
Let's hear it.
wish list of artists. I didn't do a record with Nas was one of my best friends. I didn't rock with him yet. I didn't rock with Snoop Dogg yet. I didn't do a song with Eminem yet. I was supposed to do something with Dr. Dre, but then I got distracted and I was supposed to do it. I didn't do it. I don't know where Dre at. I need that Dr. Dre feel. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. What do you mean by you got distracted when you were supposed to do a song with Dre?
I was at Def Jam doing an album. I was in the studio with Dre. I told him I wanted him to do have my album and Eric, and I would give them the budget. He said, "Fuck with me," but I never could get back to him.
That'd have been
Yeah,
hot.
that would have been crazy.
For sure. Awesome, Keith. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Anything else you want to promote, or how can fans follow you?
Keith Murray Instagram, Keith Murray Twitter, Keith Murray Facebook, and KeithMurraysWorld.com. Look out for the new album, The Most Ugliest Thing in This World with Erick Sermon. And I'm like songs deep with DJ Marley Marl. I'm coming out with Marley Marl after. And I got a few songs with the Large Professor that's being mixed and mastered. The Large Professor, yes.
Excellent. Definitely something to look forward to.
I got a new single with Mary J. Blige called When I'm With You. I have to get it cleared. So I'm putting that in the universe. Everybody who want to hear that song, hit me up. And we got to get Mary J. to clear the record, Mary J.
So we're patiently waiting on this jam with Mary J then.
Yes.
So hopefully it'll be on all platforms soon.
Yes, as soon as it get cleared. Now, I'm on it. My manager, Zaki, is on it. Let's go, Don Poole.
Excellent. Well, Keith, thank you so much for your time today.
Yo, I appreciate it. And if you want to do part 2, holla at me.
Absolutely will. We'll be in touch, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Peace.